Copenhagen. We've come to Orestad to see the new Orestad Gymnasium behind me, and we're off to meet Vibeke B. Groth, who is the Director of Education here.
Great, thanks Noah.
We use Mac, and we have a leasing deal with Mac, so they get it kind of cheaper. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're very systematic about
The outdoor environment we have is
is that roof terrace?
roof you see on the top of it.
It's a bit scary when you don't come from a teaching environment, find yourself in the company of all these teenagers.
All these young people, yeah. This is also a teaching area. I can see that there are students in the
Right.
round.
Okay.
They're a little bigger, so you can have two classes at one time. They're using for showing movies, or well, if you have a lecture that two classes need anyway, you just take two classes.
So all these little kind of volumes, spaces between the volumes, you kind of utilise every little space from time to time, do you?
From time to time, a lot of the small spaces. If I'm teaching a group of students and I say you can now go do your work, and say it's okay that we go around, and say yes, that's fine. And they find those corners all around the building, quiet spaces to sit and work.
Do you have any issues with behaviour,
Well, when students start at the school, we use some time to teach them how to behave.
There's like an etiquette they need to learn.
Yeah, they have to learn that you don't laugh and you don't speak loudly when teaching in school. And we also have to teach the new teachers that when you're outside, you don't talk loudly and explain. They have to work in small groups when you're
So it's actually about voice training,
awareness, and then they make their own rituals. If someone drops something in the cafeteria, you can hear it all the way through the building. Everybody claps.
Right, okay.
So it happens once
Looks
a week.
like have you got a leak in your roof there? Looks like
well, we had an accident with a water pipe on the fourth floor that broke. So we had 40,000 liters of water coming through the building.
Yeah.
And you can see there the room in there, which is kind of a big room that we have, where they have to make new floor and everything.
Yeah, okay.
One thing that they mentioned yesterday was the thing about posters, about putting things up on the wall. There was
we are not allowed. Well, we're not allowed to put anything on the walls actually, but we're allowed to do it on the
Not allowed by who?
By the architect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think they had
architects.
like 5 years of control over the building before we can go do whatever we want.
But that must be a Danish thing, because I remember going to see, there's a very famous Danish architect called Arne Jacobsen.
Yes.
I went to see his St Catherine's College in Oxford years and years ago, long after he was dead.
Yeah.
And they were saying even his widow was controlling not just that, but the cutlery that he designed in the cafeteria was keeping control.
Well, I think it's because they wanted the building to be able to show the building, and they wanted the building to look in a certain way.
Well, I think that's right.
Yeah. And it's fine, but after a couple of years, it's kind of, we feel that this is our building now.
Yeah.
So
And also the reality is that it's like having a teenager at home with their bedroom and telling them that they can't put pictures on the wall because it spoils their decor. The reality is,
exactly. So we try and make it work. The round areas on the top of the that's for the students for their breaks. That's not a teaching environment. That's just where they can sit and all that.
But they use it to work as well.
Yes, they go and work there as well. We had, the big fat boys, the bean bags.
Yeah.
We had like a couple of hundreds of them when we started, but they broke and we had little round things all over them.
Oh, yeah.
Hvad siger du? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the furniture because the furniture is relatively conventional everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, but they were designed for the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black chairs and the tables were designed for the building. Just this floor is specifically like the others. I'll show you the fourth floor. That's for the science, and then we can go on the roof.
Oh right.
Yeah, we can go out on the roof.
Great views from here of the.
Yeah.
What do you call those areas?
It's called Amager.
No, I mean the round areas where.
Oh, the round. We call them plenum.
Plenum.
Plenum. Yes.
Like where you go for plenary.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so luxurious in terms of open space.
Yeah.
It is. But it's well, not every student like it because it's so open and they find it hard to concentrate and focus.
Yeah.
And well, they are 17,
Yeah.
Hot guy from No.
But it seems like, maybe it's not privacy in the conventional sense of having walls around them, but they have lots of areas that they can make their own.
Exactly, and when they've been here a couple of weeks, a couple of months, they don't think about it anymore. They just, when they have to work, they sit down at a table and then they make kind of their own room.
I guess.
So this is all Amager that we're on, the island. Yeah.
And in the summertime, the students here for looking at stars.
Oh, a telescope.
Telescope, yeah. So
Which is this?
Yeah, that it's not on right now, but that thing there, we have a telescope that fits on top of
Fits
that.
onto it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they make go up here at night and look at stars.
Do you teach astronomy?
I don't know. I teach biology.
Oh, you said,
And math. So, but it's kind of, you can see the old part of Amager and then the whole new city.
So
the other
Orestad
side.
is, we read about it, it's a whole new.
Yeah, it's a whole new part of town.
Yeah.
A little inspired by the Docklands in London.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that we inspire something in terms of design.